All right, let's get the meeting started. First thing is the generator company sales service plan equipment maintenance proposal.
So the proposal is, as you alluded to, there is $759.33 a year for the next 5 years. And what we get for that is,
We get quite a bit.
well, no, it's like when you take your car in and check out. Sounds like a lot of stuff, but it's
Really nothing.
well, the battery charger, okay, check the terminals, whatever. They check the fuel system. Probably check the fuel zone, but it's gas, so there's nothing really to look at.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Check the cooling level. They open up, check, yep, there's cooling in there. They might do a hydrometer check to see that it's got enough antifreeze in it. Lubrication check, you'll open the dipstick, go, yeah, looks good. But then the gen set controls and the intake and exhaust system and whatnot. And then, so the inspection portion of it is what you get. And then you also get the fuel full service. It's operational function review, which is look at the cooling fan, the drive, that kind of stuff, check the pulleys. It says change the engine oil, change the oil, fuel, and the water filters, move everything up.
Is there anything in the transfer switch and check on the contracts?
No, the transfer switch is not, I don't think they have, it's not contracted through them. It's contracted through our services. Folks down in Stockholm.
You won't have any codes, probably going to be there, because you can put in with the fan valve, oil, so, water on it, or anything like that. Well, typically, you gotta kind of watch on that, because the yacking, when that clicks in and out, and then after a while, you're gonna get pitting on it. Really, all you have to do is take a farm file. It should be part of the service, I think. That's
With these folks, not like you said, we should do that. It would be through the other company that installed the automatic transfer switch.
And that's probably warranty.
Yeah. And the other thing, Robin, is the other day when they refueled the tank, the generator didn't quite start right. Apparently it's something to do with the changes in the pressure of the gas and the fuel. And so they walked Robin through the process of getting started back up again and purging the line. But we really ought to have written down some instructions instead of calling this guy, because he could fall off the earth or whatever.
Well, they just had you push a button. It wasn't all that because,
They push a button out here?
yeah, just a button right through, and it wasn't like.
Well, it'd be nice to know which button to push. If you ought to have it written down as which button to push.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I think we should always call them. That's what I think. But.
The only thing is, you may not be able to.
Right.
If you come in with a storm or something, you ain't gonna be able to do it.
It's after you have gas delivered, I guess, is what he said. That I don't know if it was like air on the line or whatever.
Anyway.
We can get the information, but
Is that gonna happen every time it's filled?
I don't know.
You don't know.
He said it could happen. He
Yeah.
said it, and that's
It's
what
gonna happen.
he knew right away what it was.
You should have it written down. Yeah.
Take a picture of it. Yeah, this is the button, exactly.
So, I don't know, you get an oil change and inspection and whatnot. And it's worth it. I don't want to have to worry myself about, 4 or 5 years down the road that nobody's changed the oil.
Right,
Or check
I
that,
think
or whatever.
that gets worth the price.
Yeah.
Probably want to change that order every year.
Yeah, yeah,
That should be part of the bid.
yeah,
Where that's outside, hot and cold, hot and cold.
yeah, yeah.
That's part of the full service. So, I move that we approve this proposal.
All in favor? Yeah, years down the road, we're not here, and the next
Right.
bunch of boneheads are coming in here. Yeah.
So, I think there's a form here to sign. Which you can sign.
I got one here too.
Yeah, no, you just pick one and
Okay,
sign.
the big one.
And it needs to get sent back to,
Well, is that your copy that you have? Cause the one I printed off.
this is mine.
Yep, okay, so that is the 10/17. There was one from December of last year too, that looked just like it, but.
Yeah, it has a different price on it.
Yep.
Actually got cheaper, I believe.
Next, truck and camper parked on Wentworth Road.
Come on.
Gone, yeah. I got a big thank you from, Marilyn Wentworth the other day. Good. So you want to talk to him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
19 Dearborn Road.
There's a couple things. I've been, looking at what the property boundaries are and trying to figure out what's there. And looks like you're probably not going to do a survey because I've got the deed from Edwin Liddy's deed, and it doesn't have any distances. It says that there's an iron pipe at a certain location, but I walked over there, I didn't see any iron pipes.
I probably sold it.
Well, I don't know, in the, it looks like maybe there's a stone wall, but I don't know if that's the one. I walked all around it. Using my OX on and hunt things to try to map it out. And when I used the deed and tried to follow the instructions, I came up with about 1.5 acres. But I was concerned about not having any real landmarks or marks, and so I found that Ed Erwin and Margaret Wenzel had a survey of the property that surrounds it done, because they owned it all around it.
Yeah.
In 1991, and that looks like it's about 3.1 acres. Well, I don't know, it'd be worthwhile to have somebody mark it out. What the, how we're eventually going to have to dispose of it.
We have a surveyor we use,
Huh?
we have a surveyor we use.
There was a survey that I used in a foreclosure issue. And he, did the survey and got that settled away. Thought he was just somebody that kept calling around for someone would answer the phone, so he could do it. It's hard to get anybody to do anything.
The guy in Bridgeton and Naples I've used a couple times in the way past, can't even think of his name, street. He was pretty responsive. Not a surveyor, so. It took like 2 months maybe.
It's hard to read this guy, but this is what they have. You see that Dale, but this, the Wenzels at that time owned all the way around. And so the description says you start here and you go over 217 feet. I think it's actually described, 217 feet, and then it walks around this way. Back, circles back around. But there's distances there, so it's a pretty good triangulation of the size of the lot. It really just depends. There's another deed that has similar dimensions, but not exactly the same. And so I looked at the last time the property sold was Shea, and it uses the same words over and over again. And so the sides of it look to be the same. It's changed hands a number of times. This is the property parents, Dearborn. I don't know. Have you got somebody that you think might?
I can look up back in who I used,
It might help to.
It doesn't really sound right, but maybe. It's been like 10 years, maybe 8 years since I've used them. Is there somebody you know of, or?
I think he's out of that area, something like that.
You know, I think that the lot is a little bit challenged. I don't think it could be used. Look at the existing house right up against the road. But on this other end, there's probably a place to put a house that would have all the setbacks. The other thing was trying to get it cleaned up a little bit. I was up there today and somebody installed something out there just recently because they looked back into the back between the two campers and hauled something out, and in the process all the bed spring out in the middle of the road. But I can't really, I looked at my old pictures, I couldn't see what it was they pulled out, something we were after. Up to Nate, says he rents for his dumpsters.
Wow, he does everything.
He lives with everything, I guess. We could talk to him. He said he probably wouldn't charge us for the rent of the dumpster, but he would charge us to haul it. And whatever the ticket fee or whatever it gets hit. So I thought we could start off with just I don't know, I think I could organize Chris with his excavator, tractor. Maybe spend the day and pull up a dumpster and see how far it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
The recommendation is for the two campers is to just crush them down.
Nothing like the weight.
crush them down into a,
wanted you to know.
drop them in the dumpster,
Right.
hey, whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing also, it's been that for check.
Um,
The train would be with it, they.
I don't know if that'd be wise, separating all the fluoride and stuff off of it, you know. I pulled it back a couple and the grains are really light, you know,
Yeah,
you know, and then the floor bolted to it.
yeah,
So probably would be what the aggravation.
yeah, yeah.
if you agree, I'll see if I can arrange a day with Chris.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what else he's got there, we can go up there and just get rid of some of the really ugly stuff.
Yeah.
But there's still a couple, 2 or 3 books. There's the rule. Anyway, the next guy that. Now you went to visit the house up on 22, this road. Sanborn Place, which I'm on right now.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if it's in, but but there's interesting out there. On the door. How recent are they?
That's the right small one.
I do that sometimes.
Running out of room. Oh, that's interesting. That belongs to town now, right?
Yeah, we
put those on it.
So until it's redeemed, we don't. You have a term, it's called the party in possession. But I don't know if we could consider it in possession if nobody's voting there. Generally, you consider the party in possession as protecting the town's interest.
Yeah.
We're not in it here. Keeping it from being destroyed. No, that's it.
All of the cemetery lots, we gotta table that for right now and stick on it. What we should do, but.
I mean, these people that we're talking about, they're not waiting to get in, are they? I mean, it's just for future. Well, she did sell that one.
She sold one, she wants this one, and then the other 6 owners. But it's not like an imminent thing, so we want to table it and think about it.
I mean, I could go ahead and make a decision right now, I guess, just, but up to you guys if you wanna research anything. I would, yeah, I mean, family's family, whether, you know, one moves to Buxton and.
Yeah.
One moves to Naples, I don't know.
See, Bob?
Just maybe,
A little more diligence though on the next.
yeah, a little more diligence on who we sell them to, I suppose.
Yeah.
But,
All right. So I'm gonna take it. Good. Reminder, let's see, town office is closed tomorrow for training. Planning board meeting Thursday at 7 p.m. And the town office is open this Saturday, 8 to noon. Yeah, you got anything?
No, I don't, thank you for asking.
Kathy? Joe?
Yeah, I'm really concerned. I think the town is facing a real problem over the course of the next few years. We have a subdivision application where I'm not convinced that the applicant is being honest with us. And, we, for instance, we went through some misunderstanding. I thought the last meeting we came up with an understanding and wording that he would put on his planning that would make it clear where we were going. He submitted his revision to me and it was not what we agreed on. So it sort of continues along this same line of looking like you're being honest, but maybe doing something else. We have somebody who wants to put in a bunch of tiny houses for vacation rentals. That's coming up. Right? Kathy and I just got back from Rhode Island where in a town where the houses go for between $800,000 and $1 million. And they don't look much different than what we got here in Baldwin. You know, I mean, it's a matter of, like Norm says, he asks people, why'd you move to town? Well, this is the first town I could afford when I was driving out from Portland.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the first town you can afford driving out from Boston. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So LD 2003 and its LD is in 2018. I forget the exact number. Basically, what it boils down to is if you have a 2-acre lot, you can put 2 primary dwelling units on it and 2 accessory dwelling units on it. You put 4 houses.
Well,
I thought we'd agreed on this, Bob.
no, I think the thing is that when you read the statutes, they are a worst case scenario, and
that's my job.
yeah,
And to look at the worst case scenario.
Yeah, but so the modifications that we did to the land use ordinance for LD 2003 didn't happen, but I know it got voted down, but they could be voted in to limit what you're saying.
It could be voted in, but it hasn't been.
Yeah.
So I got to talk about the way things are tonight.
And
I can't.
Yeah.
You know.
So we can talk about our hairs on fire, or we can do what we need to do to limit the damage.
So that's where I'm going.
Good.
We're on the same page.
Good.
First time. There's always a first for everything, right? So, you know, my hair's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. My hair's on fire because I'm looking at my own land. I'm saying, well, I got 600 acres on San Cloud Road. Wow. 1,220 houses. Well, that's an extreme decision. Take away 10% for road. But
Yeah.
we also think we're looking at possibly altering the shoreline zoning ordinance so that opens up a lot more land than would be open if we don't revise that. And I would hope that the planning board and the select board can cooperate on an approach. Maybe the first thing we have to agree on is what do we want to do in the long term? Do we want to open up Baldwin to as much building as possible? I mean, if we do, let's just say it, you know? And if we don't, let's go after that. But let's figure out what we're doing. Because right now, we don't have it figured out. And that's what my hair's on fire. That's what sparked the match. We don't have it figured out.
And
So we don't have control of the tiny houses and accessory dwellings, right? That's state, but we have control over how many come in, or what they can do with them, or.
I don't know what we got control over anymore, Jim.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's part of what we should be doing is talking to the people who understand these laws.
Yeah.
And understand what wiggle room we have left. That's what we don't know.
Right.
We thought we'd use that in the LD 2003 that went to the voters and they turned it down.
selling whatever it is we come up with, but we had tried to use what wiggle room the legislature had left us. Then what the legislature went and did was pass the LD 2018 to take that wiggle room out, because they don't want us to wiggle.
Yeah.
You know.
It didn't take a lot out, though. I mean, I've gone through it in detail. There's some more loosening, but not a lot. If Alden wanted to implement the LD 2003 modification that we did, that subdivision we were just talking about, those 4 lots along the front,
Yep.
we'll get 1 house and an ADU. That's all they could have.
But now.
Now, they might be able to get more.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'd like to talk about it. I'd like to talk about it with professionals from the state coming to us, presenting, allowing us to ask our questions. But I want to get together with the selectmen. I want to, because we have to be behind everybody.
Yeah.
So that's my concern. Concern number 1 for me. Second thing is, 6 weeks ago, you guys hired an assistant or some title, CEO, trainee.
Mm-hmm.
Never saw him after that night. Does he exist anymore? What's going on?
Still got pending. He's been waiting, yeah, he's still getting his qualifications.
He's trained.
I was hoping that we'd work together and we'd meet, say hello, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm friendly. I don't like too badly. Just throw that in there.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I've been asked.
Yeah.
And I said, no. He went out to a big, huge white truck. When he left here. It looked brand new. I was impressed with the truck. So that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. There you go.
Stony Brook.
That's on U 11.
Yes.
There's one add 2 more duplexes.
Well, yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. That's in front of
At
us.
the other end by
Yeah.
Manalo, right? Yeah.
Well, there's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
on 117.
Yeah.
Is it 117? 311. I don't know about that side of all.
Okay, so you have a thing about the truck and camper parks on Lantworth Road. There's a trailer that's parked almost across from the duplex that's on Route 11 right now, and they've been living in it year round.
Really? I don't know that lady.
Yeah. Well, lately I've moved Carbonaro, so I don't see it at all, but, they plow it out in the winter time. You know, I don't know.
You're talking about that little kind of
Not the
hole.
one, not the one that's at the
Not right at the
pit,
intersection.
not at the pit, it's, you can see
Almost
what,
across from those 2 houses, you see them now.
Mhm.
Duplexes.
Mhm.
if you
Up a
look
little
in
bit
the
towards
woods,
Sebago.
if you look in the
Mhm.
woods, you can see the,
It's had power for, a couple of years. I can't tell you when they moved in, but it's definitely, they're there. Drive by at night, you know, this time of night, you probably would see lights.
Lights on it.
So it's at that place where it doesn't even look like he could have got a camper in, kind of like in the.
yeah.
The
Okay.
driveway's down a little bit.
I guess that
And
must
they
go
cut
by
the
and pay no
trees,
attention.
they cut some of the trees so that you can see in there better. I don't know if it was
I think
the power lines or, you know, just, you can look at one, you need to look at another.
Well,
This guy was back right on the Tower Road.
Oh, okay.
blocking
Yeah.
the lane,
Oh,
completely.
Yeah. No, he just pulled it off Wentworth Road.
That.
That's his landing gear.
So I do have a question. Do you ever
when you sign your warrants, I call them bill tax, because we call them at our work. The warrants, you know, what the money's being spent. I mean,
We look at it.
huh?
We look at it. You
I
can
know,
see.
but tell the townspeople what's being spent this week. I mean, like, you know, I don't care about that, but like what's going out and stuff like that. Do you ever disclose that? I mean, it's transparency.
Some of that, yeah, we can, but we don't normally print it with, you'd have to print out this long before you, extra time to do that.
Yeah.
We never done it, no.
I just, you know,
If you ask
transparency.
for it, we do it, but.
With transparency being the key words now, it's like, just asking.
No, that's a good question. Good question.
That's all.
Bruce,
Nope.
yeah. Don?
Good, thank you.
Don, you got anything?
I just, picking up on where Joe was, Thursday night, we're gonna have an interesting meeting, we're gonna deal with, Porter Lane subdivision.
Yeah.
And after that, we're looking at the, proposed shoreline zoning. And we're having, I guess it is Mike coming, Joe? For that, Mike Morris is coming from Martin Town.
Yeah.
And it should be an interesting discussion because my first look at the map, it looks like we've done away with most of the resource protection areas. So it's gonna be an interesting discussion at the board.
Yeah.
And.
So we'll ask him why, when, and.
Yeah, exactly.
All the details. And
We're concerned about reducing those areas and opening this town back up for more development.
Right.
So Joe was hitting on it. I think it's maybe a common concern in the board.
Yeah.
That we're moving away from the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan was very clear. We had the survey that went out there. People said they want to keep Bolton the way it is.
Yeah.
You start getting away from, basically, you're getting away from the, what they call the forested wetlands.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple of cases now where we've had experts come in and say, well, forested wetlands are not wetlands. Therefore, they can build on them. I mean, we're going to have a lot of discussion about this on Thursday night.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to be part of it, it's going to be an interesting meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Nothing, anything? Bob? Dave? Executive session, I move that the select board go into executive session pursuant to one MRSA section 405(6)A to discuss personnel matters.
Second.